And I felt so easy.
Now it's recording. Oh man. But yeah, did you see new Canadian guidelines? They're making doctors, you can't mention obesity.
No.
Like you're not allowed to. You can't.
So what? You just like you're a little heavy set.
You're not allowed to do that. No.
You can't even say that.
No. You have to ask them if that's even something that they want to touch on, and yeah.
How do you ask if you can't mention it?
It's weird. There's like 5 steps now, and you're not allowed to reference the scale at all. You're not allowed to tell them to lose weight.
Are you kidding me?
And losing weight it is not the problem. That's what they're saying. Like it's not the issue.
The
Find
problem
other
isn't
issues.
that you eat Haagen-Dazs every day. Like
Yeah.
that's not a healthy breakfast.
And especially that they're like, no, you can't say it's their willpower. You can't say anything like that.
Well, then on the opposite spectrum, can you say to someone who's too skinny, be like, you need to put on some pounds?
Oh, definitely not, for sure.
You can't say that either? Because
Yeah.
I was told that by a doctor years ago. He's like, you don't weigh enough.
I was 270 pounds, and I was like, my knees hurt, and I couldn't get up. My doctor was like, she's like, maybe, you know.
Yeah, there's not a problem with the knees.
Yeah,
There's
exactly. She's like, well, you know, like your chart, you were at one point you were 200 pounds, so now you're 70 pounds more. She's like, if you reduce it, it'll probably be less. And now I'm 200 pounds again, and
You look fantastic, I gotta say. Yeah, you do.
Thank
You look really good. He's a sexy man.
I've been trying. I've been really trying. I've been working out every day. Like an old person. You should do this too, because you're 54 years old now.
It's true.
I stretch on the weekend for 2 hours a day.
That sounds horrible. And I'm not 57 years old. I'm still in my 30s, okay? Everyone out there, I'm still in my 30s. I might look like a grandpa, but I'm like a cool uncle.
It's weird, man. But yeah, I saw that. That ruined my day. That ruined my whole day when I saw that article. My buddy sent it to me. Thanks, Hank. You ruined my day. It was nuts.
Shouldn't ruin your day.
It did, because I was like, this is getting out of hand, this stuff. Like now you can't even, like as a doctor, because a doctor should be able to just say, hey man, just lose a little bit of weight because you know your arteries and your joints, like they should be able to just say that just straightforward.
So, is there not going to be rules at comedy shows? If you get a heckler that's a fat tub of lard, you can't be like, yeah, hey whale, shut up.
Could you imagine? And I'm sure in the comedy community there's already people looking to exact that type of thing, you know. So, fucking weird, man. It's just weird shit.
Good times. Solid times we live in.
Man, it's nuts.
Everyone, you're doing great. You're doing fantastic. That's basically what you go to the doctor, be like, yeah, I'm hurting all over. You're fine. You are just killing it at life.
They'll be like, maybe you should do, like, it'll be like health-based stuff. Nothing like, the doctor who's like initiating this, I think is Dr. Shora or something, Shora. She was like, or he, sorry. So,
I wish his name was like Dr. Shamu or something like that. Just...
But he was like, yeah, he's like, I don't care what the scale says. He's like, it's not about what the scale says anymore. And like, that's good for things that don't pertain to the scale, but like, what about the things that do? I don't know.
It doesn't, yeah, it makes no sense.
I don't know. That's it though.
Okay, well, just end it now.
Oh, and you know how podcasts do it? They do the stuff, the good stuff at the end. Not here. I want to know about your shows right now for everybody. I like to do it now.
Okay.
Because we got them. They're here now.
You're here for some reason. I'm not exactly sure why. Let's see. What shows do I have? I got nothing going on right now. Well, I do.
Yeah, Comedy Gold.
I got comedy. It's comedy gold. It's comedy gold. It's gold because it's comedy. That's the theme song. It's beautiful. I know. I wrote that before I even started the show. It's at Toronto Style Bar and Grill. It's at Bloor and Dundas West. It's every Saturday. This Saturday, we're doing an open mic at 8 o'clock. But after that, we're going to have an open mic from 5 to 7, and then book comics from 8 o'clock on.
There you go. It's every Saturday.
Yeah. I mean, I had other shows, but they don't exist now because, you know, we're in this thing called quarantine. I just found out about it.
Yeah.
It's pretty upsetting.
Yeah. A lot of places Do you know, like, Comedy Bar is opening up again?
Comedy Bar is starting up again. I used to have shows at Comedy Bar. I'm hoping to get back into Comedy Bar.
Well, hopefully they let you know.
Hopefully they let me know. I mean, they might not. I mean, I have a reputation, so.
Yeah.
And then I'm hoping that Cameron House, which is at Queen and Spadina, I hope that opens up again because I run a weekly there called The Friend Zone.
Like I was telling you off camera, I'd be so sad if the Cameron House doesn't make it out of this.
I know.
Open up that again. Man.
It's practically a heritage site, so I think it should. It should survive.
Yeah, man.
Because that venue is just too cool.
Yeah, I felt so privileged to be able to shoot there and do stuff there.
Yeah, you were doing the podcast out of there as well.
Yeah.
But it's just so much fun, and the show is a lot of fun. The Friend Zone is a lot of fun. It's a competition show, guys. Comics go up, they perform. At the end of the show, we have the audience vote who is the best comic, and then I serenade them with a song. And then the winner gets to come back the following week and defend their title. So.
Yeah, it's a good concept. I like it. I like how it always goes. But Quinn usually just like runs it.
Quinn won a few too many times.
It's just the Quinn show. That's it.
I think he won 17 times.
It's the show where Quinn wins.
Yeah. Quinn won 17 times. Lewis Moulds won twice.
I would like to see, that was before Quinn started showing up real heavy, though.
Yeah.
That was way before Quinn started showing up. He did not beat out Quinn. Let's make that clear for everybody.
No. But Quinn did, he lost a couple times.
No, he didn't. You decided that you should
I did not rig it. I did not rig it.
You decided you should shift titles from Quinn to Bougie. That's what you did. That was
okay, Bougie doesn't like me anymore. But that one night, she did a decent set. She did a good job.
She didn't beat Quinn. That's the thing. She didn't.
The audience decided that she did.
No. And that was the thing. That's why we all
I had
felt
nothing to do with the audience's
because
decision.
the audience was more on Quinn's side. They were.
To my recollection, the audience decided Bougie won.
You guys just had too much of Quinn. Like that was like his 12th win. It would have been like his 12th win or something.
It was yeah, he was already getting into the double digits. Yeah. It started getting a little ridiculous.
And he was at your show on Saturday. Was that a Saturday or Monday?
No, that was Monday. It was Monday, the Lenny Bruce tribute show. That was a lot of fun.
That was fun. If I knew, for some reason I spaced that Quinn was going to be there. If I knew he was going to be there, I would have made a set. I would have made a proper set. I don't like performing in front of him with nothing. I don't like that.
He's such a cool cat. Like I consider him a decent friend. Like I like him, and we actually have our phone numbers. We know each other's phone numbers. We talk. We actually talk on the phone sometimes. It's weird. I know, but he is so intimidating. Like you're like, I don't want to bomb in front of him because he's funny every single time. Even when he doesn't have a great set, it's still a good set.
Yeah, exactly. So I didn't.
Props to Quinn.
Yeah, definitely. Shout out to Quinn. So I didn't know he was gonna be there, and I was like, oh shit. Whatever. I wrote it out. I did what I could.
We were all just having fun though.
Yeah.
Even Quinn, he was just going off of doing new jokes.
That was so good.
I love watching his process.
We won't talk
Colin's process.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, but Quinn.
That is called a tie-in, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, he is. I love going to open mics with him and seeing him go over new jokes, and he'll literally be on the mic and be like, "Okay, that one's no good," and he'll make separate piles of what works, what doesn't, and then he'll go do a book show, and it'll be those same jokes, just even more refined and just perfect.
Yeah, it's weird.
He's a wordsmith.
It's weird. It's a weird style. I'm getting into writing things down a lot more.
That's good.
As you can see, and like I have like 3 stacks of cue cards, and I was looking at them, and I'm like, should I? I'm like, I don't want to copy him too much, but that's not copy.
That's what everybody does.
Like, I don't see anybody else with cue cards really.
I do.
Do you?
Yeah, sometimes I do cue cards. Nice. When I did the other show that I was doing during COVID, when I did the dumpster fire show.
Oh, in like somebody's backyard.
Yeah, I did it in the backyard. The first one I did of that, I had a cue card.
Did you?
It just had certain words written on the cue card.
True.
But it was just like, I'm so rusty, I need to know what I want to say.
Yeah, true.
And it was new. A lot of it was new stuff. So it's like I hadn't tried any of this out yet.
Yeah, I'm considering doing it because I wanna step things up. I've decided.
As you should. You're a funny motherfucker.
That's what I've heard from so many people. You know what? I've heard that I'm funny from so many people. I've heard that I should be a comedian from so many people. But I always think of my buddy's ex-girlfriend And I remember I went into the Promenade Mall. I walked in.
Okay.
She was working at Kudo. And I'm like, yeah, I'm just thinking of starting stand-up comedy. I got some stuff written out. And she goes, oh, you're funny? She's known me for years at this point. And
Wow.
She's like, oh, you're funny? And I was like, I don't know. Well, you're the person who judges, I guess. I don't know.
Well, everybody's a critic until they actually try doing it.
I always think of that. I always think of her just, oh, you're funny?
I have a friend who he's like, I want to do stand-up. He's like, I think I'd be amazing at it. I'm like, well, try it.
Yeah.
Let's see if you can actually put 5 minutes together. He's like, yeah, I can do that, no problem. I don't think you will. I think you'll be up there for like 2 minutes and be like, holy God, I just shit myself.
That's what happened with my buddy. I remember I brought him to Hawaii Bar.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, oh, yeah, I'm going to go up. Yeah.
He lasted, what, 90 seconds?
He didn't even go up.
Didn't he go? No, he went up.
No, he didn't.
I thought he went up and he just gave up. He told like one joke.
No.
What, that wasn't him? That was.
No, he didn't even go. He's like, I don't have to go up. He's like, I don't have to impress these people. I'm like,
Yes, actually, you do.
I'm like, listen, don't make it about these people. It's just you. You're just afraid to go.
These people?
Yeah, right.
Okay, these people? Don't call us comedians these people. That's offensive. I'm offended right now.
Right.
I'm going to have to post something online about that.
Write a blog about it.
I'm going to have to.
Oh.
At least a tweet.
Let's get to the questions, man.
Okay.
I got questions now.
All right.
I'm going to be this type of interview. Before I used to shit on interviewers like this, but you know what?
No, it's good.
I saw Charlemagne the God do it, and I feel like I'm going to be a better interviewer than him in just a few years. So
I believe it.
might as well catch up,
Yeah.
You know what the first question is?
No
Comedy in 2020, how does it feel? How has it been, 2020, doing comedy?
It's barely existed.
Yeah,
It's like it. The beginning of 2020, it was hot. It was great. I was having a great time. I did Bill Hicks tribute show. I had that. It was 2 shows one night, Cameron House and Comedy Bar. That was a lot of fun. I started doing the Matt Duffy stand-up show, a very original title. I started doing that at Comedy Bar. That was great. And the last show that I had booked for that was going to be in March with Sean Cullen, who's a Canadian icon.
Yeah.
He was going to be the headliner. That got canceled. Started another show called Let's Fight About It, which was comics being up on stage, and I'd bring up questions about relationship issues, and then there was a team of 2 comics on one side, 2 on another.
Oh, lift your leg a little bit there.
Oh.
Hey,
What am I doing?
Get the transmitter out of your anus.
Well,
Jesus.
That's where I like to put things.
Now it's all greasy.
Yeah. So let's fight about it. Let's fight about where this should be positioned. So that was a lot of fun. I was on a couple different shows there as well. The one Bro Vidani put on called The Riff, where comics had to go up with 0 material.
Yeah.
And just had to riff on whatever, the audience, something that happened them that day.
That was your show?
No, that was Bro Vidani's.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. That was a competition show, which I should have won.
I wish I came out to that show.
Oh, I won that show.
Because I would have won, for sure.
I don't think so. The stuff I did that night, I was
Who else was on
perfect. Olivia Stadler, Keith Pedro, who else? I can't remember now. There was like 7 of us, I think.
From what I've heard, I'd win.
No. No, you wouldn't have.
I'm talking to a riff master here, bro.
That's what I do best. It's what I'm known for. People are surprised. They're like, when I go to shows and I do material, they're like, you write material? That's, wow. I did not know that.
That's how I feel. That's why when you said you're like, I have cue cards, I was going to be like, what?
Yeah, well, no, I do.
Didn't want to call you out like that, though.
It's like sometimes when you go to an open mic, the audience it sucks because the audience is there to drink or eat and just are not interested. And then people are trying out new material, and then, I don't know, sometimes I just get frustrated. I'm just like, fuck it. I'm just going to riff on this audience and make them pay attention.
Yeah. And
I do it more as a service to the other comics.
Oh, really?
Absolutely, because then the audience is like, oh, shit, we actually should listen because this person might actually talk about me.
True, yeah, they perk up. They perk up when they start getting involved. If you don't get them involved, yeah, true.
I remember I did one of Quinn's shows, and Quinn was going to put me on near the end, and the audience, it was like, I don't know, he probably had 40, 50 people. It was a good packed audience, but they were not listening at all.
40, 50 people not listening?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, they just weren't. They just were
Bar
like,
or comedy club?
it was a bar, but it had a stage, so it was like
one of those. That's hard.
combination. It was in Mississauga, and then he said to me, he was like, "When am I going up again?" He's like, "I want to put you up next." I was like, "Do you want me to do material?" He's like, "No." I was like, "All right." I just ripped up my cue cards.
Really?
Yep. And I went up and I just riffed for, I don't know, I did like 15, 17 minutes, and I just kept pointing to people in the audience and just making fun of them and making them want to listen. And then the rest of the show went gangbusters.
True. True.
I even had the bar owner come out because I went out for a cigarette. The bar owner came out and he was like, "You're fucking hilarious." He's like, "Anytime you want to come back and do a show here, you're invited."
So go.
I don't have a car anymore.
You don't?
No, I sold it.
What?
Yeah.
Look at this guy.
I know. I'm all
You're
downtowny.
a fucking hipster, man.
Well, I live at Queen and Ossington. You don't need a car here.
That's true. Where did my questions just go? I'm professional.
You're so professional.
So yeah, that's comedy in 2020. How I feel about it is I'm so sad because I didn't get to go up at that time where things were hot for you. 'Cause I was fucking around with film and television and.
But we didn't know it was going to happen, and then all of a sudden it just now it's there's nothing.
And I was gonna ramp up. I was like, this summer, I'm like, I gotta like do like 5 sets a week again. Like,
Yeah.
Get in.
No, then we had nothing, and then thank God Ben Bankus came along and started doing the park protest show, which is awesome. I love Ben Bankus for doing that. Big props to him.
So disappointing the people who thought that wasn't going to be safe and that he shouldn't do it.
No, and it's perfectly safe. I've gone to it, and it's safe. People are very socially distant. There's not people like high-fiving and grabbing each other or breathing on each other.
Yeah, they come in their groups and they just sit in their groups.
Yeah, exactly.
However it is, it's amazing.
And then finally I was like, okay, I talked to Toronto Style, and for July 4th, I was like, I'm going to put on a show.
Yeah.
And Ben Bankus was the headliner. We had a great card. And I did an open mic at the beginning from the 5 to 7, and then the book show was at 8. It was great. It was great. We probably had, throughout the night, 50 people show up. But again, socially distant. People were wearing masks, had chairs set up on the sidewalk, and people that were there with friends or roommates or loved ones, they sat together, and people that weren't, they stayed apart. What happened? Some social justice warrior got online and sent an email to the city of Toronto, and I think not only that one girl did, but other people, because they were complaining online as well. And then bylaw officers went by Toronto Style and gave her a bunch of shit. Luckily, no fines, but we weren't able to do another show again until last week.
Like this is crazy.
I know. Luckily, she didn't get any. But it was like, and the people that were complaining, the one girl that was complaining, she tried to even get a show at Toronto Style. So it's like, what's your problem?
Well, that's done for her. That's.
Oh yeah, no, she's mud there now.
Yeah, obviously. The fuck. Yeah, comedy in 2020. We'll see where it goes.
Well, if this whole second wave hits, which sounds, everyone keeps talking about it, we're gonna have comedy for maybe another month and a half. And then
a second wave's not coming. That's not what's gonna happen.
Well, they keep talking about it like it's going to.
Yeah, they keep talking about it like it's set to happen or something, but I don't know.
It's that or aliens. It's one of the two.
Hey, listen. I keep telling people, man, when I first got into YouTube, when YouTube was like, you remember when YouTube was like mostly conspiracy content?
That's all it was.
Like, it was just crazy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I heard about this when I was like 15 years old, where they're like, it's going to be a fake alien invasion. And
yeah, Bill Cooper.
Bill
Cooper was one of the big proponents of that.
Yeah, and at the time, you're like, what the hell is this person talking about? And now it all starts to look...
No, and now everybody talks about it.
It's weird, man. Weird.
And we have Dimitri.
Yeah, he's a force of nature, man. I hope he doesn't get in trouble with anything he's done recently with his Toronto video. And
that was intense.
Yeah, man. And if he does, I hope the person that put him up to it helps him out with any legal fees.
Yeah, well, hopefully.
That would be the thing to do in that situation.
Definitely.
Especially since you got to hide and not say those things about those people.
Yeah, I mean...
Just saying. Nah, I don't want to put you in a comfortable place.
No, but that's... and that's what informants are for, right? They give information, stay in the shadows.
Yeah.
But that's how they can keep getting information, because they don't expose themselves.
That's also true. That's also true.
props to him for
Yeah.
giving the information.
That's true. I never thought of it like that.
Of course you didn't.
I don't, because you know me. I got a bullheaded.
No, you're like, just get the fuck out there.
Yeah. Well,
Scream
you know
it
what?
loud and proud.
Well, you know what? You know what? You know why I'm like that? Because, like I say, like one of my first podcast guests, Lars Classington, he told me about his brother. How his brother was just like your age, like around our age, like within the same age, and he just got things off the ground. You know how we're trying to? He just got it off the ground, and then he got cancer, and then like a year and a half later, he's dead. It's like you just never know. So it's like get the fuck out there and say things and do things and just fuck it, man. You know?
I know. Life is short. And sometimes it's even shorter.
100%. My friend's sister, she was like a sister to me. We've grown up together. 28 years old, she passed away.
Wow.
You just never know, man.
You don't.
Just take advantage. So speaking of that,
Yeah.
the pressure of starting old, how does that feel?
Oh, wow. Wow. Ouch. Ouch. That question hurts.
Because I feel like that too. Because I didn't really pick up a camera until I was like 29.
Yeah.
Like I've only been doing this stuff for like 5-6 years.
Well, I don't know. I've been working in television and film for, Jesus, I don't even want to think of how long. Oh, since
15.
I guess I really started in 2001, 2002 when I really started doing some side work, and then I went to film school, and then I've been working full time in it since January 2007.
You went to film school?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I won Best Film. I won Best Film there, and then I got my film into the Glenn Gould Film Festival and the Italian International Film Festival.
Where is it?
I wish I knew. I tried, actually. I was looking the other day to try and find it online, and I couldn't.
You don't have a copy of it anywhere?
I moved so many goddamn times. Damn. Like, I don't have the DVD copy of it anymore.
You always need the first thing you make.
It wasn't the first thing I made, but it was the first thing that I made that was very successful.
Finished and like proper.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing.
It was an 8mm Western. And I wrote it
before you started wearing cowboy boots?
No, this is when I was already wearing cowboy boots.
Okay, so you were like in the mindset.
Yeah, so I wrote it and I starred in it. I played the villain.
Oh my.
Of course I played the villain.
Oh, and you don't have this? What was it called?
A Cold Day to Die.
A Cold Day to Die. Fuck, where would that be? Fuck.
No, I tried finding it online. It did exist online, but I never posted it. It was someone else that had posted it, and it's gone now.
True. But yeah, like starting old. How does that feel? Older. Because
older.
I've been told by like, I remember Ernie, I was talking to Ernie like Vicente about it, and he's like, this is a fine age. Like when I told him I started doing stand-up, he's like, this is a fine age. He's like, you
no,
got
it is.
more
Well,
experience.
You have more to talk about. You're not just making dumb dick jokes and talking about high school and stuff like that. But I will always make dick jokes. You have to.
I'm not gonna
That's part of being a comic.
I got pussy jokes. I got mom pussy jokes. I got dick jokes. I know my place.
But I didn't find it. It's a little challenging, but at the same time, you know, I've worked in politics as well as I was working in television, and so I've done political speeches.
True.
I've talked in front of people. I've had one time where I was a deputy campaign manager on a campaign, and on one day I had, I think, 350 people that I had to dictate to what to do.
It's crazy.
So that part wasn't hard. And people always told me, oh, you're funny, which is like you, right?
Yeah.
You should do stand-up. And I was just like, no, it's not for me. I love stand-up, but nah, it's not for me. And then finally, I went through a divorce. And I was like,
what's going on with this dog right now?
I know. Why? Shut him up. We're doing a podcast. That's my dog.
You can bring him out if you want.
You hate him.
No, I'm allergic to dogs, yeah. But as long as he doesn't bark.
He won't bark if I bring him out.
Yeah, do it. Grab him.
All right.
Usually people, and don't knock over the cameras, sir.
You. Where is...
And you gotta hold him.
You. Stop. Stop it. Stop it. We love you.
Don't let him go.
Well, I had to for 2 seconds to close the door.
Matt, and he just fucking did. Matt, come on,
Come
get
here,
your dog.
Come here,
Jesus.
come here. There we go. See? His name's not Jesus, it's Jack.
Now put him, like, make him sit away from me.
Okay, you sit here. Sit. There we go.
And it's not that I don't like dogs, guys. I'm allergic to dogs. And whenever dickheads, okay, and I'm talking about you if you're that person, you tell me your dog's hypoallergenic, it's not hypoallergenic for me.
He is
right?
hypoallergenic.
So just stop telling me that.
He is.
There are no dogs like that for me.
There
okay?
are.
Unless there's fucking shaved dogs, like those cats.
So yeah, I went through a divorce, and I gave up on doing politics. Was still working in television, so I was just like, I don't like politics. I've worked for all 3 political parties, and they're all equally stupid and terrible. And so then I was just like, you know what? Fine, I will go to Second City. I'll take a course in stand-up comedy.
Did you take a course?
I did. I did the course. That you can find online. I have my 2 graduation shows that I did there. They are online.
So funny.
Yeah, it was good. It was a great experience. I really enjoyed it. You realize, because before I went, I was trying to start writing jokes.
Okay.
But then you get there, and then if you have a good teacher, which I did, luckily for me, yeah, your jokes aren't that good. And you're like, this isn't how you write a joke. And then you learn the basics of setup, punchline. And then you can, after you learn those basics, then you can take that and be like, okay, I want to do stuff maybe a little bit more like Bill Burr or Bill Hicks. And, you know, you can actually just have a conversation. But when you're trying to just start and do 5 minutes, you don't have a lot of time.
Yeah.
You can't tell a lengthy story.
No.
You just need to make people laugh. That's what you learn.
Well, I did it the way that you should.
Yeah.
The way you'd be proud to tell people.
Yeah, no, it's not. I'm not proud of saying it, but at the same time, I'm not ashamed of saying it.
I went to Deb's and.
Yeah, Deb's. That was a great venue.
She flashed her tits, and that was my introduction to comedy. I was like, holy fuck, bra on.
That's a good.
Bra on. She's a lady.
She is a lady.
But that was how it started. I just went up there and tried, and I did it. Got a couple laughs. And that was it.
That's a good way too.
It was fun.
Everybody has their own process.
That's what Dino started too. He did the same thing, no?
Dino, yeah. He would go to Cherry Colas.
What's Cherry Colas?
That was at, I think it was Queen and Bathurst. I think it was Queen and Bathurst. It was a burlesque bar. But on Tuesday nights, they would have an open mic for comedy.
Wait, what? I thought he did the Second City course.
No, he did. So first, I got an interesting story. So when I first started out, I think it was the very first open mic I did was Cherry Colas.
Okay.
And I went and I had a bunch of jokes about Al Qaeda and ISIS and how I respect them and love them.
Wow.
It was some risque stuff. Okay, I was pushing the boundaries. I was stepping over the line.
Sounds like it.
And then Dino was there, and he was one of the stand-ups. And he said to me, he was like, that was very funny. I was like, thank you. And so I'm sitting there with a buddy of mine, and finally he says, you, come outside. I'm having a smoke. I need to talk. And I was like, oh my God, I think this guy's going to beat me up. And I said to my buddy, I was like, what should I do? He's like, you probably should go with him.
Yeah.
He's a big dude. There's no place to go. And I was like, will you come with me? He's like, no. I was like, great. I'm going to get beat up by a 400-pound gorilla. Jesus. This is going to be bad. And I went outside, and he's like, when I told you we were funny before, I'm serious. He's like, that was great. And so him and I became friends, like, instantly.
Oh.
And so we became friends, and we talk about comedy and stuff like that. And then finally I was like, dude, you should do Second City. I was like, why not? And I know you've already been doing this for, I think he'd been doing it a year and a half or so. At that point.
So he did it after that.
Yeah, and so he went in like a fucking rock star.
Obviously.
Because he had all the experience. He had been actually booked on shows.
Wow. That's weird. Man.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have talked him into doing that. What's wrong with you?
I know, it made him a better comic.
Did it?
It did.
Did it actually?
It actually did.
Okay.
It did. It made him a much better comic. Like, he was already a funny guy to
Hold
start
your
with.
dog, Matthew.
I was holding him, and then he laid down.
Don't believe them when they lay down. Can't you tell him to lay down? Isn't that how that works with dogs?
I can,
you go, lay
but then you
sir."
just said hold on to him.
Well, yeah, you hold on to him while he's laying down.
That's awkward.
You're 6'5". Fucking use your arms. Jesus.
Yeah.
But yeah, the pressure of starting old. I don't mean like just the experience of it. Like, how do you deal with the pressure of it? Because I remember when we were on the phone, you were talking about, like, and we've both talked about it before, like, like wanting to make things happen. Like,
yes,
due to your age.
Yeah, because we don't have the same amount of time as someone who's, say, 21 starting out. It's like, yeah, you can pound the pavement for 10 years until you start getting real book shows and start getting paid to do comedy. It's like, no, I want this done within a year or two. It's like, yeah, lofty fucking goal. Lofty.
A year or two. Look at you.
Yeah. Well, and that's why I started the Friend Zone. I started the Friend Zone as soon as I finished Second City. I did a couple of open mics, and I was like, I want to start my own show. It's like, because the thing about open mics is when you're doing stuff with other comics,
they don't care.
They don't really care about you, especially when you're new. They're just like, oof.
It's hard.
Especially if you walk in and they're like, this guy's a little older. Who is this guy?
Yeah.
Why is he here?
Yeah.
So then you have a show, and it's a book show. All of a sudden, people are like, okay, I'm willing to listen a little bit to this guy.
Yeah.
Just a little.
Exactly.
And so it changes things for you.
Yeah, that is a smart way to approach it. I mean, that's basically what I did with this podcast. Is like,
right.
I had a bunch of camera stuff. I had done a bunch of paid gigs, and then I was like, I need to meet more people in the industry. And I was like, so start a podcast. And then all of a sudden, people they were more interested.
Yeah.
In what I did because I was actually like doing a thing. Yeah.
Well, it's the same Lewis did too. Like, not that people were listening to Lewis and stuff, but he started
the podcast.
When he started his podcast, all of a sudden, people were a lot more responsive.
Yeah, it's a weird thing like that. But yeah, the pressure. I don't feel the pressure of starting old anymore. I've released that recently.
Yeah.
As of recent, I don't. I'm not looking at it like that. A wise man once said, you know, I'm not looking to make any money from it. It's like, if I can just do it and be funny, that's perfect. And that wise man was Tom Bard.
Oh.
Tom, and yeah, he's so young, but like,
yeah,
it's true.
It's true. But
like,
wouldn't it be the dream to make it that's your income?
Of course. But the thing is, I just love doing it. Like on my whiteboard, it says podcasting, film, stand up, and those are the three things that I want to concentrate on.
Yeah.
In terms of hopefully a creative endeavor becoming my income, those are the three things that I focus on from now on, and that's it. But stand up, I look at it as something else. Like, it's just something, I don't know, man. Like when we were at the show, your Lenny Bruce show, like when Bro Vidani was doing that whole thing with the crowd, like, it was just like I like that feeling a lot. I like to go to comedy clubs and experience that and feel.
Oh,
that,
yeah, there were certain venues, like open mics, that I would like to go to, and it wasn't even because I wanted to work on material. I just wanted to hang out with comics.
Yeah, because you saw the lineup and you're like, this is gonna be a good show. Like, I've done that so many times. So.
But it's fun. Like, the most fun we have is usually when we have our like circles where we're just making fun of each other.
Yeah, and there's two audience members.
Yeah, and we're just literally just taking the piss out of each other and making jokes just for us. There's nothing better.
Yeah, it's really, really fun. So
it's a weird bonding experience.
Yeah, very odd. Like, you cannot be friends with somebody, and that can change by the end of a.
I just made up with a comic last night that him and I have been feuding a bit, and just because comedy's slow right now, and I'm starting a show. He lost one of his shows, I think, because his venue is still closed.
Oh, this is another comic.
Yeah, this is different.
I thought you were talking about the comic at the Lenny Bruce show.
No.
Wow, so another one.
Another one.
Look at you.
I know. I'm building bridges right now.
Peacemaker.
I know. I mean, I'll burn them all down again. Don't worry.
Well, yeah, that's what you do with old wood. Fuck it.
Yeah, that's what I do best.
Yeah.
I burn bridges.
But yeah, that's good to hear.
Yeah,
Sick.
but yeah, starting older. Yeah, it's at first it's hard because you're like, oh, I'm with all these young pups, and I feel like they're already ahead of me. But
and you know what? They are. Some of them are.
They just
they 24 and they are ahead of you.
Absolutely.
Like, what can you do?
But there's certain things that I can talk about or can do that they can't do, like drive a car.
I was gonna say talk about divorce.
Yeah, talking about divorce.
It's not even something that they can fathom.
No.
You know what I mean? And that's a good place. I don't know. I like people who can talk about things of substance. Not to say younger guys don't. Like, who's that really young guy? Robert what? I forget what his last name is, but he's super young. He's like 18. He's like 18, 19, super young. The young Jew, he calls himself on Instagram. It starts with a K, his last name. Skinny kid. Looks like he has cancer. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I've had him on the friend zone.
He's amazing. He's incredible. And even to sit and talk to him about comedy, it's like he has so much insight and everything. I remember I drove him to a show,
smart dude,
and he was telling me a bunch of stuff, and I was like, wow, this guy's...
David Foggia is another guy.
And he's another
David
guy.
Foggia, like, what is he? I think he's 20.
Yeah, 20, 21.
Yeah, and so funny.
Yeah.
Knows how to push the boundaries. Yeah. And I've seen him kill, and I've seen him bomb.
Of course, yeah.
But it's always because of the way he organizes his jokes.
But he likes himself well when
he doesn't give a shit. Yeah. Like, but the thing is, like, he can do really dark stuff that's funny, but he likes to open with it. And when he opens with the really dark stuff, then it's an uphill battle.
But that's what you want. That's how you get better. That's exactly.
You learn.
That's more than likely exactly why he's doing it.
Well, it's just because he doesn't. I think it's just because he didn't know.
Maybe, I don't know, because that's a technique that Louis C.K. uses. He's like,
that's true, but that's
like,
Louis C.K.
Of course, but at some point you have to be Foggia before you become Louis C.K. Yeah.
True.
He is Louis C.K. by all accounts. Come on.
He's fine.
Fucking, it's gonna knock over the thing. These things are $700 a pop, Matthew.
It's a him.
Yeah.
He's got a name.
I don't really care.
No, he doesn't care about you either.
As long as he stays like that. Now, let's get into it. Comedy philosophy. And you know what? I have another question that goes along with that.
Okay.
Is there a too far in comedy? Because nowadays it seems as though there is. What do you think? What's your comedic philosophy, your stance?
Okay, well, let's address, is there something that's too far? Mm-hmm. I think something's too far if you're just being offensive for offensiveness' sake. If you're not actually making a joke out of something, and you just want to say, I just want to say the N-word, or I just want to call someone a faggot, or just use the word retarded, because I think that's funny.
Yeah.
It's not funny. You're just saying offensive words. If you can figure out a way to say those in a comedic way, then that's not too far. And comedy is about finding that line where it is too far and stepping right up to it, but never fully crossing it.
Yeah.
And it's hard to do, and sometimes you need to cross that line to learn the lesson that, okay, I went too far.
Yeah, what do they say? You got to cross it to know where it is?
Yeah. Like Jim Jeffries' most recent Netflix special is so good.
Really?
He talks about the line, and he talks about how he's getting in trouble for jokes that he did 10 years ago. He's like, yeah, but 10 years ago, he's like, the line was here.
Yeah, true.
He's like, now all of a sudden the line is here, but now I'm getting in trouble when, he's like, I had lawyers, I had Netflix analyzing what I was saying. They didn't have a problem with it then. It got released.
Right.
And now you have a problem with it? Go fuck yourself.
That's very, very true.
Yeah, I highly recommend.
And that sums it up pretty well with a lot of things that people have gone through.
Yeah, I highly recommend watching Jim Jeffries' new special. It's really, really good.
Wow.
Yeah. Jim's great though. His stuff is great, and he pushes the line. I like that. I like Bill Burr, another guy. He pushes the line. He says really offensive things, but he does it in a way where you know he's not actually thinking these things.
Yeah, I have a buddy. My buddy Maor's like that. He can say anything. I remember I introduced him to my girlfriend. I thought for sure my girlfriend was gonna get offended by something he says.
Okay.
He's just he's basically Joey Diaz, but he doesn't do comedy. He should be doing comedy. He's the funniest person I know, but he's just nah.
No.
I'm not down. But it's but yeah, the way he says everything, it's just you can tell there's this fun-loving way to it all.
Yeah.
So nobody ever gets mad, and I think that's what Burr has a lot of. You can tell there's a heart there.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's moments where he is absolutely heartless, but and he gets angry so easily.
Yeah,
he has a lot of hate. There's a lot of love, but there's a lot of hate in Bill Burr.
Yeah, but he's an amazing to watch him evolve. He's
Oh,
evolved
God,
a lot.
yeah.
He went from being very, I don't know who I am, and quiet, and like a doormat, to like coming loose with the shaved head and like really getting out there, and now all of a sudden now it's all curving, and he's becoming this really loving father, and
Yeah.
like it's so cool to see. So cool to see. It shows what we were talking about, that there is balance. I think we did bring up Bill Burr in the case of that
Yes.
balance conversation. He seems like he has it.
I think he does.
Yeah.
And he also has millions and millions of dollars.
Of course. But even still, you still got to work, you know?
Oh, yeah, of course.
If not harder. Because I think he's one of the people that runs all things comedy.
Does he really?
Like I remember he was on a podcast and he was talking about, he's like, I had to go do some meetings for all things comedy, and like
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So like he's like trying to make that a thing, I think. So he's
Well,
killing
good
it.
for him. I hope
Right.
he's a success.
Right.
I wish him all the best.
But yeah, philosophy. What's your actual philosophy?
What's my philosophy on comedy?
Yeah, like what do you think? Like there's cancel culture going on. There's all this stuff going on.
I
Like,
can't stand that.
What's like your philosophy on like telling jokes that are offensive?
Um,
Like I know you said just now, like if you're saying it just for the sake of saying it,
yeah.
like, and that's like a good start. But like, what is it for you? Oh, look at this guy.
I know, he just wants to cuddle up.
I like him now.
Yeah, he's an alright dude.
Yeah.
He's a good little pup. I don't know, it would just be funny. I don't know. Like,
That's what you said you were gonna say.
I know I was like, can we just have the interview just be funny?
Just
Wrap
be
it.
fun, yeah.
Done. That's it. That's the interview. But, you know, try to talk about life. If you can make people think a little bit, that's awesome. Instead of it just being, you know, pussy and dick jokes and, you know, shit jokes. Yeah, they're funny. But if you can actually talk about something or bring something up that makes people actually think a little bit, I think that puts you on a different level.
Yeah.
Like as I say, like as I'm wearing Bill Hicks t-shirt, like no one made people think more than Bill Hicks did.
Yeah, especially at that time. There was nothing like that going on.
Nothing. I mean, at his time, there was George Carlin. George Carlin, another amazing comic. And before that, it was Lenny Bruce, and that was it.
It's nuts.
Otherwise, it was just like, what's the deal with coat hangers? You don't just hang coats on them. What's the deal with that? It's like, yeah, that's funny. That's not. I already forget your name, and you like that's the thing too. Like at shows, like you can have comics that do these one-liner jokes, and at the end of it, you could ask the audience member within 10 minutes of being there, who was your favorite? That guy. The black guy? What was his name? I don't know. But if a comic makes you actually think, they might at least remember your first name.
Yeah.
Be like, Colin. Colin something.
Mm-hmm.
He was funny, though.
They usually remember my last name. It's pretty easy.
It is pretty easy, actually. Well, that's a beautiful thing about us we have really easy names to remember.
Oh yeah, you too.
Yeah,
right?
Matt Duffy, Colin Cummings. They're easy to remember. Like, well, Dino the genetic marvel. Like, you're not gonna forget that.
Yeah, just Dino.
Just
You
Dino
say
alone.
Dino. I don't even know how to say his last name.
Bless you. But why?
I didn't sneeze. It's
I
fine.
know.
But
That was funny.
but I'm bum.
Dino might like that joke.
Right? No, he won't. He'll be like, ugh.
Oh, he will destroy you next time he sees you.
He'll be like, please don't mention me on your podcast.
Yeah. Yep.
Man. Oh, this one says cancel culture. It
Mm-hmm.
demonizes the uneducated. I don't know why it says that. Maybe that's just a thing I wanted to say.
Demonizes the uneducated.
That's what it is, right? Because like the people don't know what they're saying. Like that whole thing. When you see what happened with Nick Cannon, when he said white people and Jewish people are like animals and closer, fired. He literally had like a bunch of people who were from the Jewish community on his show, and he learned a bunch of shit, and like apologized and did all that stuff that you do.
Yeah.
So it's like after he got educated, now he's all good, but he's still fired. So
Yeah.
it's a weird thing. That's
Yeah,
what I mean
that's
by
the
that.
thing. Well, sometimes we say dumb things. sometimes we're stupid.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, when we have a microphone in our hands, it's amplified.
Yeah.
And your stupidity is then broadcast. And now we live in such a world that people can whip up their cell phones, or even if they didn't record it, they can post something about it.
Yeah.
And I know it's great being woke, but sometimes being woke and complaining about people makes you just as stupid as they are.
Yeah. True. Well, I mean, I've always had the whole thing of like you combat any bad speech with better speech. I've always thought that.
Of course.
So it's like honestly, like with again the Nick Cannon situation, like some executive at Viacom, because Viacom's the one that fired him, they could have been like, "Hey, moron," and like they could idea.
I can't believe it's not even hot today.
Yeah, for me, I don't feel like it's hot. Oh, you know what? Can we sit there?
Yeah.
Switch it. Do it.
Okay.
We're still recording though, so don't say anything crazy.
Oh, okay. I was gonna call you the N-word, but okay, fine. I'll refrain for now.
Just tell me when the cameras are off. You know what the weird thing is? Some people believe you. Like with what you just said, some people are like, I bet he was. I bet he would have.
Yeah, I bet he would. I bet he says it all the time. It's like, no, you know what? And the thing, I've had people, they're like, he's racist and he's offensive. It's like, do you know that 2 of the last serious girlfriends I had were black? And not just black, like from Africa black. Not that that should matter. I need to clarify that. Now I sound like a real piece of shit. Oh, God, sometimes I need to just shut the fuck up.
They were from Africa, you understand?
Right?
I love darkies. You have to understand. I've been with ladies from
I love
Africa.
them darkies.
I have been to the dark continent multiple times. You do not know about me.
I love their badonkadonks.
Oh, man. Oh, shit. So sorry. I hit the thing there. Sorry.
Oh, it doesn't matter. There's no rules here. No rules.
Yeah. See this part right here? This is a private little part for all the audio listeners. Anybody who's an audio listener, they're going to get this.
Will they get this?
Yeah. But if you're video, you're not getting none of this.
You get none of this.
Okay?
So you just got to jump back in.
Yeah, you're a fucking bandwagon jumper, you know? Get out of here, B.
Now we're on a little swing. It's romantic. I like it. We should have started on this side.
We should have. I have never had an issue with temperature ever.
It's weird.
Never. And I've done like full shoots of, hey, get on this side. At least he listens.
Sometimes. Stop. You stop.
Oh. Yeah. So, everything we were just talking about leads me to the next question.
All right. Now look at this. This is nice. This is
I like
ebony and ivory go together in perfect harmony.
Holy Jesus.
What are you doing?
There's a bee by my head. Sorry.
Well,
You know how black people are with bees.
no, I don't actually.
We do not fuck with bees.
Well, you can't swim. I know
It's actually part of the reason why we sprint so fast.
It's because of bees?
Yeah, it's training when you're a kid. You see a bee and you dash.
I thought that was when you see the police.
Well, that's why we call them the bees. You never heard that expression?
I have not.
Oh,
I'm learning. I'm being educated.
did
today.
I ask you the question?
No.
It's why are you so hated?
Oh, why am I so hated?
Yeah.
Oh,
Because
that's.
if you guys don't know, people don't like this guy.
Yeah, I'm
A
not.
bunch.
Yeah, I know.
You know,
Well,
I'm not
people
even
that.
I'm not even gonna sit beside you while you explain. I'm gonna distance myself.
You probably should.
But yeah, why? What's going on?
I don't know. It's probably because I like to make fun of other comics.
True.
I like roasting people. Sometimes I don't have a filter. Sometimes. I know some people didn't like it that I was a new kid on the block, even though I'm not a kid, and started doing a show that started doing quite well. That could have something to do with it.
Okay.
It could be because I tried to murder people.
No, you haven't.
I know I haven't. I've never tried to murder anybody. I don't know. It's a weird thing. It's a weird thing to have people dislike you.
I experience it, but I experience it very secretly.
Well, you're black, so.
Yeah, like I don't have people come up frontly. Jack, no!
Jack, you're outside. There you go. Look how cute he is.
I feel like I'm living in Lapa Luxury right now.
It's not bad, right? This is a nice place.
So, I mean, the way you started, the way you've been doing things, that's like the reason why people are like not liking you so much.
I think so.
Jack,
I think that had something
over
to do
here.
with it. He's fine.
All right,
He's not going to do anything.
I thought you might knock him over there.
No,
Goofy. I don't actually want you over here. Hey, I don't actually want you.
Well, you asked him to come over
I
here.
know.
No, you're not allowed here. Yeah, just
Okay.
go lie down there.
That's sweet. He just nestled under the bench for him. That's nice. But yeah, so now,
Yeah.
is it possible that
Probably not.
there's a little bit of a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde thing going on
With me,
between when Matt hits 2 beers and when he hits 8?
this is very true. Oh my God, there's been times I don't remember what I said on the microphone, and then people tell me the next day, be like, "You were awful. Like you were saying some horrible things to audience members." He's like I remember one time a buddy of mine was like, he's like, "Why were you attacking every single person in the audience?" He's like,
sure.
"The audience was nice."
For sure.
He's like, "And you just made them all enemies." I was like, "I don't know."
I could see that.
I was like, "I don't know. I was just having fun." It's like they laughed, and they laughed, but they were also like, "What's wrong with this guy?"
Yeah, of course.
And I don't know.
That's hilarious, man.
It is what it is.
But
that's what comedy is. It's like, again, pushing the boundaries.
I think it's a lot of that. I think people, because I think the way that you are actually, I don't think anybody would ever be upset with it. I don't think anybody would ever be like mad at you or
No, I've never
call
had
you the things that they call you.
I've never had an audience member be mad at me, even when I've said terrible things to them.
But I mean the comics, because the comics are the ones that,
yeah.
for the record, guys, it's not people. It's not just regular people. It's comics that hate this guy.
I know. Regular people, I get along with great.
Yeah.
It's comics. And most of the comics that don't like me, they don't even know me at all. They've seen me maybe like once.
Yeah, that's the weird thing.
It's like, and why? Oh, well. They have issues.
Man.
I assume it's their own personal issues. It's nothing to do with me.
Hurt people hurt people.
Mm-hmm.
So.
This is very true. This is deep. This is Dr. Phil level stuff.
Man, yeah, that makes sense, I guess. It just sucks that it happens so much. My girlfriend feels very bad for you.
That's just because she's an islander.
She's always like, I feel so, that guy's always into something. She's like, people say such bad things about him.
It's true.
And I'm like, he's just a sweet guy.
I'm a softie.
You are a sweet guy, though.
I'm sensitive. I'm very sensitive.
Maybe you need to let that side show a little more. I think you did, like, as you started going to the shows sober and stuff.
Yeah, I did.
You had, like, a long stint of, like, staying.
I did. I stayed sober for a while.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah. Do you think at all you staying sober contributed to all these amazing shows that you got going? Like, isn't that in the same, like, bracket almost?
Yes and no. I think it helped. But sometimes when I'm at, like, beer 6, 7, that's when I'm my funniest. Because I have no inhibitions. Like, I'm just like, I will say anything. But I have enough wits about me to know where the line is.
Who told you were funny on your 7th beer? Is that just you?
That's just audience members.
Is that what the audience is like, Matt, you need 6 more in you?
Yeah, I remember one show I went and did, and I got obliterated. I was just, oh my God, I don't even know how many beers I had that day, like 12. And I did a show, and I was doing my thing where I was just roasting people in the audience.
Yeah.
And then I went and did another show that same week, and one of the comics that was booked on it, he was there, he's like, I hate you. And I was like, why? Did I say something that bothered you? He's like, no. He's like, my girlfriend was at the show. the last show we were booked on. I was like, okay. I was like, did I hurt her feelings? He's like, no. He's like, I asked her afterwards, who's your favorite comic that you've seen on the scene so far? She's like, that Matt Duffy guy. She was like, he is hilarious.
And then Matt and that lady dated for 5 months. And he
Fuck
wonders
that guy.
why people hate him.
I steal girls. That's what I do.
True. Oh, okay. So this
And
is
boys
perfect.
too. I'll steal a boy. I'm pansexual.
You have to say men nowadays. You gotta specify.
Oh yeah, that's true. You can't say boys anymore.
Right? Holy fuck.
That's right. Dimitri,
Yeah,
do not clip this.
You can't say boys and like don't pull out any pizza right now or we're fucked.
So we're gonna get some pizza later?
My buddy, he's a conspiracy guy. He's a truther, and he just made a video. It's called the Pizza Dance because he was eating pizza and dancing. And I was just laughing. I'm like, bro,
You have no idea what you just did.
What are they gonna do to you? He's like, I don't give a fuck. He's like, I love pizza. I'm like, true.
Sure he does.
Bro, okay. So this actually goes along with what we were talking about.
Okay.
Can you be both a bad boy in comedy, but also calculated and career orientated? This is something that we talked about a little bit. We touched on this on the phone before.
Yeah, I think you can. Why can't you? Of course. You can have a persona on a microphone.
That's what I was going to say. I was going to say it makes sense if you do the persona is one thing, and then when you're handling business, it's, business version of
be
you.
a real human being. Be nice.
So don't let it bleed off the stage.
Yeah, that's the word I've seen. There's a couple comics that I know. They're a bad boy on the mic, and they're a bad boy or bad girl.
Yeah.
Goes both ways. Off the mic too, and people are like, I don't like them. But there's people that can be really evil on a microphone, and then off the mic, they're the sweetest person you've ever met. And audience members, if you talk to them afterwards, or talk to fellow comics, and they get to know you, they're like, oh, well, he's not that. This is just his image that he's presenting.
Yeah. Yeah. So then, do you think that perhaps with everything that's going on with you, is the bad boy bleeding off the stage? And if so, how much of that is your fault?
Oh, it's all my fault.
Is it?
Well, who else can I blame? I mean, I read stuff about me on social media. I was like, I hate him too. This guy's awful. Yeah,
You like broke it down. You're like, if I didn't know this guy.
Yeah. No. Sometimes when I masturbate, I'm like, I'm abusing myself. This is
Oh,
this
you're
is
one of
wrong.
those guys, eh?
This is wrong.
You're supposed to be loving.
This is bad. I should report myself.
But do you think that's it? It's the bad boy bleeding off the stage? In your case?
A little bit, I guess.
So then if you curtailed that somehow, do you think it would reduce the hate?
Probably at this point, probably not.
You think so?
No, I think some people have already made up their mind.
They're
Yeah,
deep in it?
they've made up their mind about me.
Oh, here, put your mic on this side.
On this side. Oh, right, because
It is hot as fuck here.
it's getting a little hot.
That's
in the
why
sun.
Jack moved over there.
Yeah,
He was like, fuck these guys. They're not cool.
well, it looks like he died.
He did not die, guys. He's not a dead dog here.
Not yet.
We're talking about reducing hate, Matt.
Oh, right, right. Everyone is. You know what? Everyone, you're killing it. You're doing great in life. If you're watching this, hopefully you're wearing pants
But do you...
and a shirt and shoes.
No, not my audience. You wear whatever you want, okay?
But you're doing good.
Don't fucking give in.
You didn't kill anybody, as far as we know. You didn't do anything wrong today.
But
Yeah, maybe you had sex with someone that was questionable and you had an STD scare for a month.
Can you imagine?
That's okay. That's okay.
I've never had that.
You never had that scare?
Never. I'm always confident.
Me neither.
I'm always confident.
Wink.
As he sits here with chlamydia.
That's also the name of my dog.
Fucking, yeah, so yeah, I think that could be the case. I don't know, I think people would reduce it a little bit as that happened. Because you know what it is? It's like an injection, right? Like throughout the year. So I think like you had this sober period, and it compounded and compounded, and people started hearing Matt's sober, Matt's sober, Matt's sober, and then they started giving you these things.
True.
Right? That's what I think.
That's very possible, yeah.
Because even if you do have that day, because you'd have those days where it's like, yeah, I had a beer, fuck it. Like, you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
No,
You're
I
like,
would
but-
do. I'd be like, yeah, I have 1 or 2 beers.
Yeah, exactly. But you're like, but when I go to the show, you'd be clean. Like, you had your thing going on. So, like, when people start hearing, hey, Matt's cleaned up, and people start pushing that narrative, maybe that's what started spreading the news.
You're blowing my mind right now.
It could be. You never know.
It could be. I think it probably is true. I don't know. I'm a bad guy. What can I say? I'm a bad, evil human being.
I think you like it,
To a certain extent, yeah.
but I think it's because it's such a big change from how your life was.
It's a huge change.
Yeah.
It was huge. Like, I was working 9 to 5. I was in politics. I had to be clean all the time.
But I think you're like a sweet guy.
Thank you. I think you're sweet too.
On the inside, I think it's there.
It is.
Because you're like, oh yeah, and this is the question. I have a question here.
Okay.
What is it? Why don't you want happiness?
Why don't I want happiness?
I have it
course.
written right there.
Of course I want happiness. I'm constantly working at happiness.
Are you though?
Yeah, I just fail at it a lot.
Yeah.
I'm great at failing at happiness. I'll get glimmers of it.
Yeah.
But that's what happiness is. It's a cigarette. It's a beer.
What is it? What is
an
it
orgasm.
for you? Because I told you, I was like, I said that I think Matt would be happy with the picket fence and the amazing wife that loves him. But you still get to do stand-up and everything. But if you had that, I think that would be a happier place. And you were like, no.
No.
And I was like, what? And that's what made me write the question. I'm like, why doesn't he want happiness?
No, that's one of my favorite stories, and it was from Jerry Seinfeld. He was telling it to Orny Adams. It was a story about the Glenn Miller Band, and they were flying into a show. I think it was Christmas Eve when they were flying into this show. Mm-hmm. It was a snowstorm, so the plane couldn't land where it was supposed to land. So they land somewhere else, and so they have to trudge through the snow, carrying their instruments. They walk by this beautiful house. The curtains are open. It's a husband, a wife, 2 kids,
I've heard that. Yeah,
having a beautiful Christmas dinner. Picture perfect. One of the band members turns to the other and says, "How do people live like that?" That's what it's about. That's what it's about.
How do people live like that? But the thing is, how do they? Very comfortably is the answer in reality.
If that's what floats your boat, if that's what you want out of life.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like, that's why I keep asking, what is the happiness then? That's why I keep asking.
Happiness for me is having weird, crazy experiences.
Forever? That's it forever?
Maybe. For now it is.
You're a liar.
No,
Wait,
I would love, okay, happiness for me would be a touring comic across North America and potentially the world. I don't need a permanent address. I don't care about that.
Well, yeah, that would make, well, yeah, permanent address, yeah, that's one thing.
Yeah.
I think your divorce has soured you on feeling like you can have that whole thing.
No, that's not true because
And
I
have
tried.
both, because there's another person I have to interview, and they did the same thing. Well, actually, they didn't. They broke off their marriage.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. He told me about it.
Yeah, fucking crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. And wasn't it like a month before the wedding?
Something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it hasn't soured me because even while I was doing stand-up and living the life I've lived in the last, 2.5 years or so, I've tried having relationships with people. I've lived with girlfriends.
But you do all that stuff too quick. You gotta do it like a normal person.
Yeah, I'm impulsive.
Yeah, you do it
I
after
have
like
0
3
patience.
weeks. I'm going on 4 years and I'm moving out with my girlfriend this year.
See, that's proper.
That's how you do it.
But again, like we were talking before about getting out in comedy because we're older and making things happen quicker. I'm older. If I like someone, I'm going to move things along real quick.
Ah, so that's impatience.
Mm-hmm.
So you're just
Absolutely.
impatient.
I'm impulsive.
Ah, that's good though, I guess.
I get addicted to things.
I get
shocking.
I get addicted to a lot of stuff. Like I had to play Call of Duty before I got here.
You really?
Yeah, I had to.
You had to.
I had to play it before I went to bed last night.
That's
I had to. I smoked a lot of weed last night.
Okay,
before
well
I
that
went
makes
to bed,
sense.
But I was high enough to just fall asleep, and I was like, no.
Okay, this is why I don't smoke pot anymore.
And I was like, I have to stay up, and I played just one game. I won, and that was it. But I had to. It's weird.
That's why.
I can get addicted to anything. That's why I've never tried cocaine, because I'm like, my whole life.
Oh,
would be
don't try it.
wrecked. It would be done.
It's a terrible drug.
I'm so glad. Like I do things like mushrooms and shit, but you can't really get addicted to those. Like it's fun, but it's too heavy.
No, cocaine is
And light and airy. It's not a heavy experience. You can just.
Oh yeah, no, it's
Keep taking it in.
especially if you like to drink.
I know.
It's like, okay, I've had too much to drink. I'm starting to get
Yeah.
tired. I need to go home. And you're like, what are we doing now? Like, where's the next place we're going to?
Oh, it seems.
Let's
so
do a couple more shots.
Seems horrible. I'm always trying to bring my energy down. That's why when I look at stuff like that, I'm like, this is terrible. This is the worst thing that you could possibly do.
Yeah, but it's a great drug. Well, no, it's a horrible drug.
Of course.
Kids out there, if you're listening, it's a bad drug. But if
is.
your energy is low, nothing will make your energy pop. It's like drinking 10 Red Bulls.
Listen, guys, it's not true. You see this right here? This has B supplements in it, mixed with water.
You are
This does the trick.
You're
Isn't
a
this
special
This
man.
is like cocaine, no? Smell it.
No.
It smells like corned beef.
Oh my God.
Does it smell like corned beef? You're Irish, you know.
Ugh. That's awful.
This is what you do to stay healthy, man.
It looks like dog vomit.
Yeah, it does look like vomit.
Yeah.
Whatever,
Ugh.
man. It's good for you. That's all that
No.
matters, man.
I'm sure it's not.
It is.
I'm
It's
sure there's
B
gonna
supplements.
be a study by a doctor.
That B supplements
Doctor-
aren't good for you?
Yeah.
Shut up.
Dr. Sumo is gonna come out and be
It's
like,
probably going to be Dr. Fauci that's going to come out with that study. He's gonna
Yeah.
be like, all of you need to stop taking your B supplements. They're not necessary for you to live a good life. I kind of sound like Christopher Walken, but I'm Dr. Fauci.
you're gonna get the COVID. It's gonna be the COVID. You're gonna get it.
That's what he sounds like, Fauci. It's fucking funny.
How many more of these do you have?
I got 1, 2, 3.
3 more?
Actually, 2.
This is the
'Cause
never-ending podcast.
Because one of them is, I don't know if you want to touch on it. It's something we
Oh.
said we touch on, but we never did. Then you said you kind of touched on it at a comedy show. So I had it there, but then I was like, I might leave that one out.
Okay.
But I want to go to owning a comedy club someday.
Oh yeah, that would be interesting.
Like, is that, it's like, again, back to happiness. Is that part of the happiness? No fixed address, but fixed address if you own a comedy club.
Well, you can still own it,
Of course.
and then hire
And still
people.
go. Yeah, of course,
hire
of
people
course.
to run it.
But
and
you'd
then
still, like, want a place. Like, that would essentially be your home. If you
that would
did
be great because then I can police comedy how I want it policed. I can have it be my safe space.
You can just be on a mic. I need one N-word from you.
Yeah.
I don't actually. One N-word, please,
Yeah.
or you're banned.
Absolutely. Well, yeah. The N-word. I was raised right. Okay. I was raised in a proper home where we were taught never to call black people the N-word. Neighbor.
Bang!
Nailed it. Nailed it. That's what
is
we
a good
call
one.
comedy.
That is a good one, and you actually made that one up.
I did.
That's
I
amazing.
came up with that.
That's actually a solid one.
I know. It was like, I want to say the N-word, but I can't. How the fuck can I get around that?
That's such a, like an Archie Bunker thing. Like, I can
Yeah.
so see Archie Bunker being like that, and like
Totally.
George Jefferson's like at the door. He's like, I heard you were saying the N-word. Heard you were saying it. He's like, I would never call you the N-word. The last thing I'd want to do is ever call you the N-word. And he closes the door and says, neighbor.
Yeah.
That would be fucking solid. How dare you?
It has the worst ringtone ever.
It's the stock one. It's Jam Easy. Hold up. You're Jam Easy. You're talking to Colin Cummings on Colin's Process. I'm here with Matt Duffy. We're
What's
live.
up, Jam Easy?
What's up, guys? Yeah, okay, you're still doing that.
Yeah, we're right in the middle of it.
Huh?
We're right in the middle of it. We're recording right now, and now you're a part of it.
Well, I was told Colin was still invited around 3:30, and now it's 4:30, so I was just checking. But
Is
if
it
you're right in the middle of
4:30?
Shit, it is 4:30.
What the fuck?
Yeah, this has been like a 5-hour podcast.
Bro, I thought
Oh my God, for the Joe
yeah,
podcast.
definitely.
Pros and conquerors, the bad boys of history.
Wow, fucking, it's been an hour and 13 minutes, I guess, because we started late because Matt forgot we were doing this, so he didn't give me his address until 2:30, so we started.
That's
a little
true.
late.
That is true.
I only have one more question for him, so I'm gonna wrap up and then I'm gonna head over to you.
All right, sick.
Cool.
Hey, Jam Easy. You be good, eh?
Love you, Matt.
I love you too, brother.
I hope things are going good for you guys over there. Have a good interview.
Yeah, man. Thank you, and have a great show tomorrow night.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
All right, guys, have a good one.
All right, peace out.
Peace. Jam.
Love that guy.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
All right, you want to ask one more?
Yeah, owning a comedy club. I don't want to give away the name because that name, somebody's gonna steal that name.
Of what you'd want your comedy club to be?
No, what I told you should call it.
Oh.
You remember? Don't even.
Okay.
Forget
Yeah,
it.
no.
Actually, you know what? I guess that could be the last one because this one would be too much because it just says Biden versus Trump because we had that whole discussion.
Oh yeah, I know.
Are you still on the Biden train? Do you still think he's
I'm
gonna
not
win?
on the Biden train.
He's
a weird old man that
just
likes to
said-
touch young girls.
He just said, he just said, unlike the African American community, the Latino community is diverse and has different people and different ways of thinking about things. And he basically just said, fuck black people again.
I know. They're the worst. Like, I thought last election was the worst two presidential candidates between Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. And America has topped it. Once again with Joe Biden. Like, even my dog is like, yeah, fuck Joe Biden. That guy's terrible.
Get mad.
Yeah, he gets mad about Joe Biden. He does not like me even saying that guy's goddamn name.
That's so funny, man.
But Donald Trump is he's just such garbage. He's such a garbage human being. I don't know. I think Biden will win. I really do.
How? He just said that again. Somebody asked him if he has taken a test for like degenerative disease or something, like dementia or whatever, and then he just gave this senile answer where it wasn't an answer and it didn't make sense.
No, because he doesn't. He probably has had it, and it came back and was like, "Yeah, you're fucked." Like,
oh man,
you should be put in a home.
And you still think he's gonna win?
I still think he's gonna win.
I think Trump's gonna win. I think there's gonna be a lot of guys with T-shirts that say Trump 2020, fuck your feelings, and they're gonna show up.
I'll say it'll depend on who Biden's running mate is. I think that'll be a very important pick for him.
It's gonna be if it's a black person. I don't even know what black person.
It's gonna be a female person of color.
Yeah.
I think and if he does that, he's gonna get votes just because of that.
Yeah.
And I hate to say that. No one should be voting because of someone's color of their skin. Should vote on what they actually say, what they stand for.
100%.
But the Democrats and the Republicans stand for nothing right now. They both stand for nothing.
Yeah.
Democrats stand for pandering to get votes. The Republicans stand for go fuck yourself. We'll do whatever the fuck we want.
Which speaks to a lot of people. It speaks to a lot of people. That I think that attitude is why they're getting a lot of black people converting over to their side.
I think
because black people, I think in America, a lot of black people, if they look at the left and really examine it, they go, all these rules, and they go, nah, I don't want to be subjugated to all these rules. Where they look at the right and they're just like, hey, brother, whatever, man, it's all peace and love over here, and we're just trying to make America the best place it is, It's a lot of that.
That's okay. So the Republican Party is the party that's going to be like, we're going to fuck you over, but we're going to tell you we're going to fuck you over.
Yeah.
Where the Democrats are like, we're not going to fuck you over. And then they get in power and they're like, yeah, we fucked you over.
Yeah, then they Guantanamo Bay you for like...
So it's like, sometimes it's better to vote for the devil you know instead of the devil you don't know.
Yeah.
So that part I get.
Yeah.
But no, I think the Democrats are going to win.
You think so?
Yeah.
I think all of this that we've been seeing is all them trying to destabilize the country so they can win. So this all looks like Trump.
Okay, it's not the Democrats that are destabilizing the country.
You don't think
it's
so?
the country destabilizing itself.
No, it's not.
There's unhappiness.
I already told you. You can see if you really watch Instagram to the point that I was. That's why I stopped with the social media. But you can see the push. It's like Nancy says something, then all of a sudden all these little organizations enact.
Yeah,
and
Nancy Pelosi is fucking evil. Yeah.
Isn't she a Democrat?
Yes.
She's not like the head of it though. She's just one of them.
No, she's Jack. What are you doing?
Yo, he's
what do
licking
you-
that water. Tell
Jack.
him to stop.
Okay, don't.
That's cigarette water, Jack.
That was. Don't advertise that. He did not drink cigarette water. He did. He drank cigarette water.
What can you do?
I think my dog might be dying.
He's a dog. It's fine.
It's fine. Well, he takes after his master. He's like, nicotine looks fun.
Yeah, he probably smelt you in there.
He's like, that smells like daddy.
True. So he still. I don't know. I think for sure Trump's gonna win. I think if anything they might try and do like a recount. I think they're gonna mess with votes, and they're definitely gonna say Trump is messing with votes.
Of course, but that's
through the whole mail-in ballot thing. But Trump has
the
been
whole
pushing
mail-in
for that
ballot
not to
thing.
happen.
That's not. It's not going to be great for.
NFL.